Denzel Washington reportedly got into a heated argument with Sean Diddy Combs following a night of partying back in 2003. A source revealed to Use Weekly that the Oscar winner, 69, once got into an argument with the disgraced rapper, 54, that resulted in shouting. The insider claimed that Denzel screamed, "You don't respect anyone," at the hip-hop mogul, who is currently awaiting trial on sex trafficking charges. Denzel and his wife, Pauletta Washington, had been partying until dawn with Diddy, and they had seen something and stormed out, the source told the outlet. In the early 2000s, Washington and Diddy were seen out together on a number of occasions, including the 2001 Essence Awards, former President Barack Obama's first inauguration in 2009, and 2 NBA games. It is unclear what the men were fighting about, but there is no indication that the fight is related to Diddy's current criminal charges. Washington and Diddy's representatives have not returned DailyMail.com's request for comment at this time. 2 decades after the alleged incident, Diddy is being held in custody at Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center as he faces charges of racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking. On Tuesday, an additional 120 victims have come forward to accuse Diddy of sex abuse over a span of 25 years, with several underage victims, including a 9-year-old among them. The claims were made by Texas lawyer Tony Busby, who announced he's representing 120 new victims who he believes have legitimate cases against the rapper-turned-media mogul. Of the 120 new victims, 25 were underage when the alleged abuse happened between 1991 and as recently as this year, Busby revealed. The youngest victims were 9, 14, 15 when they were victimized, the high-profile mayor announced at a press conference in Houston Tuesday. This individual, who was 9 years old at the time, was taken to an audition in New York City with Bad Boy Records, the attorney disclosed. Combs founded Bad Boy Records in 1993, the label that launched the careers of Notorious B.I.G., French Montaigne, Kelly. Other boys were there to audition as well, Busby stated. All of them were trying to land a record deal. All of them were minors. Diddy's legal team reacted to the new allegation shortly after Busby went public. Mr. Combs emphatically and categorically denies as false and defamatory any claim that he sexually abused anyone, including minors, Combs' lawyer, Erica Wolf, told DailyMail.com. He looks forward to proving his innocence and vindicating himself in court, where the truth will be established based on evidence, not speculation. However, the promise of fame was leveraged over multiple child victims, Booz claimed. Another minor told allegedly by Sean Combs that he would make him a star, but he needed to visit with him in private about it away from his parents. So once they were in private area, allegedly Mr. Combs made the victim perform oral sex upon him, Busby said. Thousands of calls with fresh accusations have flooded Busby's law firm since federal prosecutors announced a federal indictment against Diddy and arrested him last week. An individual, 15 years old at the time, flown to New York City to attend a party, was drugged and then taken into a private room, allegedly in the presence of Mr. Combs, where this female individual minor was raped, and then other individuals took turns raping her, Busby detailed. Working with law enforcement, the attorney said many accusers have been weeded out with non-credible stories. However, at least 120 potential new victims will file individual cases against Diddy and possibly other abusers. Many of the new victims had previously told law enforcement that they had been abused, including some who cooperated with the FBI. Many have medical records that prove they had been raped or drugged, Busby added. Drugs were found in their system, weird drugs that you probably never heard of, the lawyer explained. One in particular that continues to pop up is a drug called ixolizine or tranq, which based on our research is known as a horse tranquilizer. The alleged victims are scattered throughout the country, but many are in California, New York, Florida, and Georgia. About half are women and the other half are men, Busby said. Much of the alleged abuse happened at parties, such as Diddy's infamous white parties or puppy parties. One individual, who was 22 years at the time she was assaulted, said that the typical MO at one of these parties was that when you are handed a drink, and now we know that the drink is laced with something, that if you refuse to drink it, you are kicked out of the party, Busby detailed. In another disturbing case, an adult pregnant woman claimed she was raped after attending a group dinner with Combs in Miami. And she wasn't drinking because she was pregnant, but whatever she drank at the table apparently was laced with something, Busby stated. She blacked out and she woke up in the same bed, again, allegedly with Mr. Combs in his mansion in Miami. Her vagina and her anus were torn and sore, and I could go on, and literally you're sensing a theme here. Um, so a hotline number for other potential victims in bold red font was directly behind the attorney as he pleaded with others to come forward. If you're out there and you have been victimized, you are not alone. There is a great strength in numbers, Boosby said, speaking to potential victims who have yet to come forward. Boosby added that many of the cases will be filed under pseudonyms to protect the victims, with the vast majority being filed in courts in New York City and Los Angeles.